everybody, Shane here, Shoebox Legends. Thanks for joining me today for an episode that I'm simply going to call Packs and Pickups. We're going to look at some new pickups that I've made for my sports card collection, which is nothing new. That's something I do all the time here on the channel, my bread and butter. And then to go along with that, we're going to do something I don't do quite as often, rip into some packs of cards. I have grabbed a few off of my pack shelf here. I'm one of those weird collectors that keeps a stash of unopened packs on hand at all times for a rainy day. And so we'll just kind of alternate between some pickups and some packs. And we're going to start with this 1991 Topps baseball pack. This is from a box that I bought at a card shop here in Rhode Island probably 10 years ago now for $10. And just cracked it open on the shelf. Here's some fresh 1991 gum. It actually doesn't look that bad, but I'm not going to be eating that. And then, yeah, these have been just kind of every so often when I'm bored or had a long day at work, I'll just grab a pack out of the box and tear into them. And we start with this sweepstakes instant win game propaganda card, as my buddy CW would call it. We'll get rid of that. And then I can tell this is going to be a star-studded pack. Check out this Mark McGwire sliding here. Looks like back into first. Pretty awesome photograph there. Loved Mark McGwire as a kid. So happy to see that one come out. This whole set has really good photography and is kind of the last classic cardboard stock set that Topps gave us. They really changed to that newer card stock beginning in 1992. But Mike Sharperson, Mark Langston, very good pitcher. You don't hear talked about often. Same with Kevin Brown. Interesting photo there. Scott Sanderson, we're in a pitcher-heavy stretch here. How about Billy Ripken? And I love the image on that. What a great shot. Very, very cool baseball card. Topps did a wonderful job with this release. Here's one of my favorite images from the set. Rickey Henderson. Again, looks like similar to the Mark McGwire. Looks like he's sliding back into first here, maybe on a pickoff attempt. Would love to get the Tiffany version of this card someday. I know my buddy Adam has that at Vintage Sanctuary. Really love that card. Marquise Grissom, fun one here. He looks not too pleased, but always enjoyed him. Larry Anderson, we're back to some pitchers. Larry Sheets for the Tigers. How about an all-star Bobby Thigpen? An extreme close-up of Darren Lewis. I love the variety among the photos in this set. Candy Maldonado. Mike Bilecki. Looks like he's throwing his elbow out there. And we end off with Fred Lynn in the unfamiliar San Diego Padres uniform. Of course, I can't talk apparently. Spent the majority of his career with the Red Sox and the Angels, and then had late stints with both the Tigers and the Padres. So this card's a little roughed up. At one point, I thought I would try to complete this set, but the older I get, the more I realize set collecting is not for me. I don't really have the space for it, and I don't necessarily have the patience for it either. So I will probably give most of those away and just hang on to that wonderful Rickey Henderson card, maybe the Mark McGwire. Here's a pickup before we move on to the next pack. I feel like I've been talking about this parallel a lot lately, but it's Upper Deck exclusives, and we have Nathan MacKinnon with the Colorado Avalanche. He has definitely established himself over the last 10 years as someone who's going to be looked upon as one of the premier players of this generation, and my collection of his cards was sort of embarrassingly short. Someone out and scored this 2018 exclusives card for under $20 during the late stretch of the season where the Avalanche were really on fire, and surprised I could find this at that price point. So happy to have that. And then to go with it, I have a second exclusives parallel. This one is from 2014-15 and features Jamie Benn, who is still alive in the playoffs as well, at least at the time that I'm recording this. And shout out to my buddy Kin over at Beans Ball Card Blog, who's a big Dallas Stars fan. What drew me to this one, this is the year that he won the scoring title, the Art Ross Trophy in 2014-2015. So I think that makes this a very special exclusives card to have, and I targeted this one specifically when I decided that I wanted to add a Jamie Benn. Let's go into a pack now, and since we just talked hockey for a second, let's look at this like super pack here of Allure hockey cards. I don't know if I'll open all of this today, just in the interest of time, but I believe I got this from my buddy Peeps when we had one of our meetups down by the docks in New Bedford, Mass. And inside of here is actually 2 packs of Upper Deck Allure from 2021-22. So I'll tell you what, let's just open them both. Maybe we'll do one now and one at the end of the video. Really shiny, awesome set. I'm not expecting to pull any of the awesome cards out of this. It is a retail pack, but you never know. We start with Seth Jones for the Blackhawks. These are really classy, nice looking cards. Jacob Chychrun for the now defunct or departed Coyotes. Great retro sweater there too. It's funny, I never cared much about the Coyotes when they existed, but I've been mildly interested in their history and stuff like that since they declared that they were moving to Utah. JT Miller for the Canucks. Matthew Tkachuk, getting a lot of players here who are still alive, at least as I'm recording this, in the NHL playoff race here. So Tkachuk obviously no longer with the Flames. He's in Florida now, but cool card. I really like him as a player. Anze Kopitar. Miro Heiskanen. Got a lot of players here who are active. Nikolai Ehlers. And then here's our, I guess, parallel of the pack, an Allure rookie, Vasily Podkolzin. Probably butchered that name. Maybe my buddy Rob at Bucks and Six, who's a Canucks fan, can correct me there. But Rob, if you would like this card, let me know, and I would be happy to send it your way. And then we finish off here with looks like a NHL Shield parallel of a rookie of Jack Acon, or Acon. Probably mispronouncing that, which is terrible because I'm a hockey fan living in New England, but I don't get to watch as much of the game these days as I used to, although I have been watching quite a bit of the playoff action. Let's take a look at a baseball card next. This is a recent pickup. Grab this Mookie Betts. This is another case, I talked about this recently, of me buying a double. This is the Gold Refractor from 2018 Topps Finest, number to 50. And I already have a copy of this, but it's surfaced at a price point that, I just couldn't leave it behind. It just was way too good of a deal. And I'm a big fan of his 2018 cards in particular for reasons that I've talked about plenty of times in the past. I won't go into today, but couldn't miss the opportunity to add another Gold 50 Mookie Betts to the collection. And certainly that's looking like a wise pickup with the year that he's enjoying. I did get that just prior to the start of the season, and I'm sure I wouldn't get that pricing on it now that I did at the time. Let's do one more hockey pack here, and then it'll be all baseball on the pack opening front to close it out. This is just an O-Pee-Chee pack that I got at a dying mall near my house here in Rhode Island. We start off with a Minnesota Wild Nicholas Backstrom card. We got Lee Stempniak, who briefly played with the Bruins towards the end of his career. I believe he's now retired. This particular pack's almost 10 years old, or almost 20 years old, I should say. Marcel Hossa for the Rangers. Christian Backman for St. Louis. We've got this Curtis Glencross marquee rookie with the Blue Jackets. And then Ilya Brizgalov with the Ducks there. And that dark duck sweater is kind of like a perfect team color match for this design. So that might be my favorite card to spill out of that very small pack there. Definitely not worth the $3.99 that I paid for it, but I don't really see or get an opportunity to open hockey from 2007 very often, and so that was a fun rip regardless. Let's look at one more hockey card pickup here, and then we'll do all baseball to finish it, I promise. Grab this great one, Wayne Gretzky, on the 85 O-Pee-Chee design. I have this card, but it's in an SGC slab in a lower grade, and I saw this one surface in a PSA 8 at a really good price. And it's one of my favorite Gretzky cards. I love everything about it. The image, the way he's cropped here to fit in with the design, the bright blue and orange of the Oilers sweater from the 80s. And most importantly, this card represents what was his greatest season in the NHL, the 85-86 campaign. He scored 215 points, the best of his career and the best that any player has ever registered in an NHL season, and a record that I personally don't ever see anybody breaking. So I'm happy to have a duplicate of sorts of that Wayne Gretzky to go with the duplicate of that Mookie Betts there. And let's do one of these baseball packs here. We've got Stadium Club from 2022. This is just a 5-card pack from a retail blaster here. But always or frequently awesome images to be found inside these packs, as we all know. We start off with a Christian Yelich diving for the ball there. Not his most flattering facial expression on cardboard, but that's all right. And then we've got what looks like an insert here of Bryce Harper. This is a Power Zone Bryce Harper. That one's not doing too much for me, if I'm being honest. Nolan Arenado, not the greatest photo either. Just a kind of an awkward bending over to get the ball here. I'm sure they could have done better. And how about a Ronald Acuna Jr. toweling off here? Oh no, I'm sorry. That's the Panda mask, I believe. Just a random card there. And then we close out this pack with a Max Manning rookie card. So not really what I look for. No retired stars. Not the most exciting pack of Stadium Club, but that's what happens when you take a one-off pack out of a blaster. Let's do this other Allure hockey pack here, and we'll finish with the baseball pack and the last baseball single, which is really cool. I'm excited to get to it. We got Phil Kessel. Shout out again to the Coyotes. They're really appearing a couple of times in today's video. It's probably the most Coyotes cards in any video on my channel in its history. Brendan Gallagher, and this one comes, as my buddy Cardwolf would say, pre-dented, it looks like, from the factory. So that's really kind of the folks at Upper Deck to do that. We got Jack Hughes, really good young player for the New Jersey Devils. J.G. Pageau for the Islanders. Adam Fox, one of the best blue line patrollers in the league. Mark Giordano for the Kraken. Nice chromium Kraken card there. I like those jerseys out in Seattle. And then we have a Bread Baskets Sergei Bobrovsky, who is still at it. I think he's going to be looked back on as one of the premier goaltenders of his generation. He's already won a couple of Vezinas, and he has Florida in the playoffs again this year. We got a Garrett Pilon for the Capitals, Allure rookie. And then one more rookie, Benoit Olivier Gruel for the Ducks. May have mispronounced that, but that's on the NHL Shield parallel again. So that does it for the Allure cards. Last baseball single. Pick this one up. You know, we saw one of the greats earlier with Wayne Gretzky and maybe one of the modern greats in Mookie Betts. How about one of the greats of all time from baseball's past? Hank Aaron was really happy to win this gold refractor from 2021 Stadium Club. The lighting in here is not doing it justice, but these are numbered to 50, as gold refractors often are, and it has wonderful shine. A lot of years in Stadium Club, the only difference with a gold refractor is the numbering, and then the word Stadium Club will be in gold, and that's really it. But in 2021, they did it right, and they did the whole background behind the subject in a gold tone as well, which makes it look markedly different from the base version. And I mean, yeah, a gold numbered to 50 Hank Aaron with a great photo like that from a release like Stadium Club that I'm a huge fan of, in a PSA 10 no less. You do not see me buy PSA 10s often, but the price on this was too good to pass up. And happy to add another Hank Aaron to my ever-growing collection of the man to go with this fantastic miscut in the background. And then let's close out the episode. We're already over 13 minutes. Let's look at this 87 Fleer baseball pack. I got this at the same dead mall as the O-Pee-Chee hockey pack earlier in the episode. What could we find in here? I guess a Barry Bonds, Will Clark. You know, one of those cards would be great. Nolan Ryan, Cal Ripken Jr. Let's see how we do. Got the White Sox and Twins stickers. Keith Atherton following up for the Twins on the heels of their sticker. Bob Melvin, who I remember as a manager more than a player. Jim Wynn, a little fuzzy there, not super in focus. Bobby Grich. Keith Moreland. Danny Tartable with that Trident Mariners logo. Love to see that. Dave Von Olen. Bobby Witt, Sr., of course. Frank Williams. Billy Hatcher. Doug Bear. And then we're going to flip this over. The second half of the pack, we have Billy Beane, the infamous Billy Beane with the Twins. Alex Trevino. Jerry Royster. Mike Easler. Tim Leary. Gene Nelson. And Carl Willis. So pretty anticlimactic end to today's episode, but that's how it goes when you rip wax. And that's the primary reason I stick to buying singles. But every so often, it's fun to scratch the itch. And I certainly appreciate you stopping by while I scratch the itch a little bit during today's episode. Hope you enjoyed some of what you saw or some of the new pickups. Thought this would be an interesting way to get an episode up. And as you know, I'll be back soon with some more sports card content. Till then, take care and enjoy the hobby, everybody. See ya.